today's Democrats, they're not our parents' or grandparents' Democrat Party. They're not liberals who love America.
Absolutely.
They are leftists. They are Marxists. They do not believe in free speech. They believe in censorship, and they do it under the guise of combating misinformation or disinformation, inconvenient
or to reduce harm or
yes,
something like that.
inconvenient facts that end up being true. They don't believe in equality. They believe in equity, and they don't believe in equal justice and due process. They believe in a politicized and weaponized justice system.
Yep, absolutely.
If we do not stop them this time for their real crimes, I 100% agree with you, Tim. They're going to come back and crush us after January 20th, 2029.
Absolutely. Like that's an argument that we make here regularly. The left that is currently in control of the narrative on the left side, on the Democrat side, they're not liberals, as much as people call them liberals, and it's fine to use that colloquially, but they're not actually liberal. They're progressives. They tend to be Marxist. They tend to believe in a lot of Marxist theory, even. And it's gotten so bad that there are even people that ostensibly would say they're on the right, but they're still making the argument that, oh, the CEO that got killed, it was okay because he was rich and the guy that killed him, was doing something for the poor. And it's like, that is absolutely unconscionable in a liberal society.
Yeah.
In a liberal society, that is not how it works at all. And the fact that there are more and more people on the left, and there are people that would say that they're on the right. I would make an argument that they're not actually on the right if they believe that, but they would say that they're not leftists, and they would say, but it's okay because of this particular power dynamic. That is a terrible, terrible development for America.
Do you think that after 4 years of prosecuting all of these people, do you think that the left, if they get back into power, would not engage in prosecutions?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you prosecute these people or not, because they will. Exactly.
They will or not. So is this just what our country is now? Every 4 years you prosecute the previous administration?
I don't think so. I think what we can do is we can prosecute the people that have committed crimes with this administration. Mm-hmm. Hopefully the Democrats will have come to their senses, because something that we talk about here regularly.
Well, the Democrats are in their own civil war. I mean, they have a decision to make.
Exactly, and I'm hopeful that the Democrats, the actual Democrats, the liberals of the Democrats will win, because your average American is not a progressive. They're not the crazy leftists.
No, I think we just learned that.
Yeah, and the thing is, they just have been doing what is easy, and they have been hiding from the crazy progressives that will cancel them and say they'll call your job and essentially make your life hell if you don't shut up and just listen. Those people, the people that are progressives, need to be isolated, and they need to be removed from positions of power and positions of authority. And your normal Democrats, your normal Joe Manchins, right? Those people they care about working people, that have a desire to see, maybe they're pro-union, but they want to see things that are good for the working people. The workers, they want to see that kind of stuff. Those people need to be ascendant in the Democrat Party, and they need to be the ones in power, and they need to be the people that control essentially the money backers of the DNC. Mm-hmm. If they can get control of the party, that will save the Democrat Party, and that honestly will save America, because then we can go back to arguing over which corporate tax rate is right, not whether or not you should kill CEOs. Because that's the argument we're having now all too frequently with the far left. Is it acceptable to kill people because they're rich? We're talking about the terror in France.
TERFs are Nazis, conservatives are Nazis.
But the thing is, we're talking about the far left. We're talking about the exact same kind of thing that caused the terror in the French Revolution.
Sure, and now they've brought their red smoke bombs to the U.S. I mean, we've seen them now, red smoke bombs in Montreal and in Greenwich Village. So I do think that's leaning, and I'm just curious, what are we looking at? We're coming up on 250 years as a nation. What are we looking at for the next 100 years of our country? What are our children growing into? What are they inheriting?
There's a couple things that need to be done. First of all, we need to make sure we need to do our best to get as many of the leftists out of schools. So there needs to be massive change at the Department of Education and
abolish the schools.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the schools of higher education.
I don't know that you can
privatize them.
fix a lot of these.
Mm-hmm.
schools. You know, I mean, I think that one thing that would help fix a lot of these schools, one thing that would really do a lot is if the government is no longer providing the student loans for your, you know, gender studies, what we used to call basket weaving, things like this, right?
Folklore and mythology.
Right. Well, that's actually worthwhile is the thing. Folklore and mythology are worthwhile classes. Don't major in it, but it's worth.
Yeah.
It's good to know what our ancestors thought of the world and what they, how they accumulated knowledge. I think that's important. But make them pay for all that stuff with their endowments.
I can solve a lot of the problems this country is facing very, very easily. What we need is whoever's going to be put in charge of the Department of Education to mandate that all public schools in the United States be converted into mini golf courses where people can pay a nominal fee to enjoy a game of mini golf, and the kids will not go to them anymore. And as much as people are going to respond with, but then where do the kids go to learn? I don't know or care. They will still be better off. That's how bad it is.
I mean, that there's a lot of truth to that children are no longer taught. They're not taught things nowadays. And George Bush is responsible for a significant amount of this because of No Child Left Behind. The idea of No Child Left Behind just
that
made
was terrible.
Just
and then that was compounded with Common Core.
Yeah, that just made teachers give kids that were failing passing grades. That's all it did.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.